The fate of the Party Poker Mosconi Cup is hanging in the balance. Here in Las Vegas, the Europeans are determined to make it 6 wins in a row. So far, so good. But the Americans are playing on home soil and have a point to prove. But time is running out. Day 3 started with an unexpected twist. The Americans had taken the opening match on both days 1 and 2, but it was not to be on day 3. Niels Feijen and Albin brushed aside the challenge of Bergman and Niels to extend the European lead to 3. At that stage, it looked like Team Europe would run away with this tournament. But then a man who had previously been out of form produced a winning performance. Niels gave the Americans hope as he closed the overall gap. The next match would go a long way to determining how strong that fight back is. The combination of Mike Deschênes and Skylar Woodward shouldered the burden of expectation for the Americans. But in the end, they were no match for Carl Boys and Albin. The distance to the winning line was shortened by Niels Feijen in our last match. His win over Shane Van Boening completed with a stunning golden break, which has put Europe within touching distance of this famous trophy. But American fears were put on hold as Justin Bergman pulled off a heroic victory against one of Europe's strongest players, Darren Appleton. Team USA closed the gap to 3 with that win, but the task ahead is daunting. Europe need just 2 wins on day 4 to take the title. Bergman is back in action, and again, he faces a tough task with another big name to conquer, this time in the form of Niels Feijen. Commentary for this match comes from Jim White and Jerry Forsythe.
Well, a big moment for Niels Feijen and a big moment for Justin Bergman as well. The first match of the final day here. America has already won more points this year than they did in the entirety of last year's Mosconi Cup. And Bergman, as well as he played in the last match yesterday, he's going to have to crank it up a notch here to beat the Terminator. Cherry America just edged the leg. And you're going to hear a lot of noise. With every rack that America win, this crowd's going to get more and more boisterous. And Europe's going to have to contend with that. Success, 1 into the side, but no friends with the 2. Now you can see the 2, but Justin's going to be looking for defense here. Such a big moment. Probably the biggest in this young man's pool playing career. Oh, he's unlucky. He's caught that middle point. Very unlucky. It would have been perfect speed. And the first real chance falls to Feijen.
Well, you can't make a living giving Feijen chances.
Yeah, tricky to get on the 3 from here, though. And Marcus Shamat looks on.
You just wonder if he can maybe bounce off the edge of the 9 ball to get a shot on the 3.
Well, he's left himself a shot at the 3, but he's knocked the 8 straight into the 5, Jerry. Yeah. So that is going to take the 5 out of the equation. So Niels has got a lot of work to do to try and secure the racket this visit.
Yeah, I don't know how he solves that problem. That's quite a cluster down there. Let's see if he can. Oh.
Well, that wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't. It never was. And it gives Mr. Bergman the opportunity to control the table here for a little bit, but he's still got problems to solve. You see how that 3 ball kissed both sides of the pocket before staying up.
Yeah, these pockets have been about as unsympathetic as any pockets on a diamond table I've ever seen.
It's going to be very interesting to see how Mr. Bergman chooses to play this shot. That 5 ball is in trouble.
Well, you know what, Jerry's got plenty of angle on the 4 here. He can get the cue ball over to the left-hand side of the table as we look, and just where he's holding the cue. It's more about how he's going to play safe with that 5.
Yeah, because it's going to be tough to put the 8 ball between them.
No, he tried to open it up. He tried to power it over there and open it up. And now our questions are going to be answered. The trick here is just trying to avoid the double kiss, almost a dead-on hit. Get the 5 up table, keep the cue ball near the 8.
Well, if the 5 ball can kiss off the 6, then the 8 ball could become a blocker.
Yeah, that was the problem, the double kiss. And he didn't avoid it, and he's given the table right back to Niels.
No problems left for the Terminator.
Niels has been rock solid, and we've seen his facial expressions. They've pretty much haven't changed from the start of a match to its conclusion, apart from when he had that golden break yesterday. But he's all business all the time, is Niels Feijen.
Seven ball will be deposited in the corner pocket, and that rail grabbed the English and sort of held up the cue ball. That's why he's so far away from the 8.
Just got to be a little careful here. I mean, where this cue ball is going to travel. And he's going to play the 9 into the same pocket. Couldn't have played that one a lot better.
First momentum goes to Team Europe. Niels Feijen leads 1-0 over Justin Bergman. It's a race to 5. We're going to show you a little bit of that.
When you land on the 7, I think it's not easy to go down there.
Yeah, Marcus is pretty happy.
I think we had a perfect speed. Otherwise, we would have been slow up.
Here's the double kiss that sealed the fate of Bergman. That was never going to be easy to get away from.
Yeah, I thought he might have played it dead on, Jerry, but he saw it differently, and still a good clearance, a comfortable one from the Terminator. Securing the opening rack and against Bergman's break. So if Niels comes out with a good break here, he's going to put America in a hole early.
Thank you, rack 2. Europe to break, leading 1-0.
The 8 ball is down, so he gets to stay at the table. Take another look at the break. You can see the 8 ball gets kicked and then bounces across the table to deposit itself in the corner pocket. And he's got a shot on the 1. It'll have to be a combination, though.
Yeah, and he knows the 1's going to hang around the same corner too, Jerry. So just got to keep the cue ball in the comfort zone too. You know, some telling statistics that I'm going to go over just after Niels shoots here. Nicely played. You know, the mistakes. He can get through to this. He might have to spin the cue ball a little bit. Just play a bit of right-hand side into that cue ball as he looks. This is available.
It is. He does have to clear some traffic getting up table for the 2 ball.
Oh, that's a great shot, too.
That's pretty cool.
When you see a player willing to travel with Whitey like that, you see a player full of confidence. Missed the 9. And now back in prime position to secure this rack. And you know, one of the more telling statistics throughout the 22nd Mosconi Cup here from the Tropicana is the amount of bad kicks, missed kicks. I mean, America have bowed to Europe by some margin there. 11-2 in total. And 4-1 yesterday, kind of continuing on with that trend. Easy hits sometimes too, Jerry, and they've just failed.
Yeah, I've been a bit surprised by the kicking game of the American side this time because they're better than that. They just haven't shown it this week.
I mean, there's a overall differential that is also very telling for me of total balls made. And it favors Team Europe by 74 balls in total. 534 to Team Europe, 460 to Team USA. Again, a very telling statistic. And I mentioned that Mark Wilson had employed Pat Fleming, the owner-creator of AccuStats, to help out with all these statistics. And because he knows, just like any other sport, statistics don't lie.
Feijen jumps out to a 2-0 lead in his race to 5, so he's gotten off to a great start.
And I like that little comforting conversation between Captain Marcus Shamat and Niels as well. He just comes down to keep his player relaxed, at ease, and even talking to a couple of the Matchroom personnel. They couldn't believe how cool and calm the Europeans were in the practice room. They were all chilling out in there, very much at ease.
Rack 3, USA to break, trailing 2-0.
Taking on their captain's persona.
Bergman eschews the cut break, goes with a standard break shot. At least that gives him a cue ball in the center of the table. Yeah, he hit those square.
No combination on offer, though, from the 1 to the 2, but certainly Justin's going to be able to duck.
Oh, yeah, that cue ball should be married to the 2. Well, he didn't take the angle away that he wanted to. He's left some space.
Yeah, Niels might even be able to get to the top cushion as we look, bottom cushion, with a chance to even make the 1 here. There's no way Justin wanted to allow this.
Yeah, and the cue ball should be moving up table, so he could wind up safe even if he misses.
Oh, bad miss from Niels. You've got to hit it. Giving ball in hand at this level.
Hole shot. Ball in hand.
But the reason
Start the clock, please.
he took that path, Jerry, is he was targeting that one to make it. And he had to clip it on the top side off that bottom cushion. And here's a run out. Under normal circumstances, this would be a formality.
Yeah, I don't look for him to take on that 3-9 combination because everything's got a pocket here. That's full.
Yeah, he overhit that. I mean, he's even left himself hampered slightly queuing at the 3. Watch it again. He knew he had a bigger pocket with the 9 there, but he traveled further than he wanted to. Now he's queuing over the 4.
Again, the 9 ball helps. It makes the pocket larger. That should be enough to allow Justin to get through this rack and grab a point.
Yeah,
of course, then, I'm sorry, Jim, of course, then it's going to be Feijen's break again.
Yeah, Justin's done the hard work in this rack. But again, he's just not got that cue ball on a string. He's queuing right over the 8, and he's not all that tall. So this is really going to be tricky. Referee Nigel Reese is going to make sure that 1 foot stays in contact with the floor. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Oh boy,
I thought he missed that.
Yeah, I did too. Justin Bergman does drag a point home. Now trails Niels Feijen 1-2. There's a lot more pool to go though. So make sure you stay with us at the Mosconi Cup. We'll be right back after just a moment.
Welcome back to Vegas and day 4 of the Mosconi Cup. Justin Bergman is fighting for Team USA's survival. He's come back from 2 racks down to claim the 3rd, but his opponent, Niels Feijen, is looking good as he chases the point that will take his team to the verge of victory. This is now the 4th.
Rack number 4. Niels with a narrow lead.
Well, he squeezed the 1 ball into the side pocket. The 2 ball and the cue ball are close to one another.
Yeah, this looks nice. This is tasty.
Yeah, another look at the break, and the cue ball and the 2 ball are very friendly there. Jim, I don't see a whole lot of problems out here.
Maybe the toughest shot he's going to face he's looking at right now.
Yeah. Right in the heart of the pocket. Feijen is not using either side of the pocket. He's going right into the heart every time. So he's got that stroke just totally under control.
Well, he's bridging over the 7 here, but he's got plenty of room to cue at the white, so this shouldn't be any problems.
No, this should be a very quick clearance for Mr. Feijen. He's another player who plays with a nice aggressive pace.
You know something, Jerry, that's always a sign of how players are embracing the pressure too, is when you see that unforced movement. You know, maybe taking a little longer than normal with shots too. They don't play at a set rhythm. That's how you know players are feeling it. And Niels he's always focused.
Tremendous mental discipline. Not much left to do here. Off the side rail, out toward the center of the table for the 7-ball. He's left himself an easy angle to get back down table for the 8.
Extension call.
Quick shout out to Chris Melling too. Got a message from him yesterday, and he's enjoying all the action here. Wishes he was here. He's a former Mosconi Cup MVP. And Chris and all your buddies back in the UK, great that you're tuning in.
Well, all the work is certainly done now. He has a huge area to put that cue ball in for the 9. So he can just focus on this shot.
Can that flash off, please?
Just a little under hit, Jerry, this one.
Yeah, he's on the 50-yard line. This is a bit of a tester.
And a ton of pressure.
Again, right through the heart of the pocket. Feijen now out to a very handsome and comfortable 3-1 lead. It will be Bergman's break next, but Bergman's got to start making things happen for him. He's got to break Feijen's serve at some point. Well, now Feijen is in the admirable position with that lead. That'll drain some of the adrenaline out of his arm, take the nerves away. He can be comfortable. This man knows he's got to make some magic happen starting right now.
Rack 5.
Well, that's one thing about the alternating break format. You see your opponent break and run out. It's like 10-pin bowling, Jerry. When you see your opponent throw a strike, you got to match it.
Two-ball finally decides to fall into the corner pocket, and the 1-ball waits by that same corner for him. So Justin certainly has an opportunity. You watch that blue 2 fall away from the table, and that will keep Bergman in action.
How delighted he was to see that 2 finally find gravity. Had it stayed up, this would have been there for the taking.
Three balls on the left-hand side of the table, 4-ball on the right-hand side of the table. Cue ball's got to move a little bit. Good shot there from Bergman. He kept the 7-ball out of his life. Just has to bounce the cue across the table now for the 5.
Just slightly under hit, but he's got the right angle on the 6. Now he can elect to draw this and go around behind the 9 and the 7, or just bottom cushion and straight back the middle of the table. His choice.
Yeah, he just chose to avoid the traffic. He didn't want to take a chance of running into anything. But now this table belongs to Bergman.
Extension call.
of all the American players, for me, he has looked the most comfortable at the table, the most focused.
Yeah, he's been a very impressive young man. To face all this pressure for only the second time, be able to handle it like this. And just look at that shape he got on the 9-ball. It's perfect, straight in. And that nips him back within one. Bergman trails 2-3 now, but it's close. And we'll be right back to see how this match turns out for you.
Welcome back to Vegas and the Mosconi Cup. This is the final day, and Justin Bergman is fighting hard to keep his team in contention. He trails his European rival by a single rack, but knows that defeat here will put Team Europe on the verge of victory. Commentary from Jerry Forsythe and Jim White.
This is a huge rack for America. America needs an error from Feijen so that Bergman has a chance to get to the table and tie this thing up. If Feijen goes out to a 4-2 lead, that's trouble for America.
Well, he's going to be playing safe at the 2. Cue ball as close to the 2 as Niels would like, but sadly for him, no aggressive options.
So it looks like Bergman will get the opportunity to come to the table and at least engage in a safety battle. He needs to win that one.
And as far as the Americans are concerned, they want everybody here to have brought a change of socks. They're not planning to go home early.
Niels shaking his head on this one. How do I hide this fella? He's just got to send that 2-ball down to the end rail. Well, he's not. He's going to send the cue ball down to the end rail. Pardon me again.
You had two options, Jerry.
Yeah, it's like trying to second guess these guys is just a losing battle. Well, Bergman can hit it.
Yeah, safety's not easy here, but he can bank the 2 up the middle. The angle he's showing you here, cue ball, side cushion, and it could duck in behind that 8. That's the game plan. This will take a pure hit.
Well done, Mr. Bergman. Now he's in this match. Is this going to be tough for Niels to return that safety? This is a beautiful shot.
Tell you what, Jerry, this shot could determine the rack.
Quiet, please.
And Justin knows he's got to steal one off Niels's break. This might buy him a chance.
Niels has to hit this and hope he comes up with a blocker.
Yeah, he'll take that. He'll take that in a heartbeat.
He'll take it, but again, it's advantage Bergman because he can see the ball without kicking.
Yeah, I don't know if he can see enough to try and duck in behind the 8 again, bank the 2 back up the table. That's close. And he tried to. I'll tell you what, I think he had to go at the bank there, Jerry. He had position to the 3.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of a two-way shot there. He figured if he missed it, he'd come up safe, and he almost did. There may be a little interference from that 9 ball.
You know something? I like that thought process there from Justin Bergman. The aggressive option. I mean, he was never going to leave anything easy on the 2.
It does look like Feijen can make this ball, though. And doesn't. Now, this is exactly what Bergman needed. This should put a little bit of spark in his heart.
Yeah, Niels was only ever playing safe on the 3, even if he got this 2, but first real chance. And this is tough position. Very tough position.
There's a hole down there. He's not going to hit that.
He hit that pretty good, and he's got to come with another good shot. He's going to have to smash this 3 in and force the cue ball off the top cushion, the right-hand cushion, to get back out towards the middle for the 4 next, and then get back down for the 5. Very tough layout here for Justin Bergman. Now he's going to have to hit this sweet, draw below the 9 as we look. He's going to have to show some cue power with this. This will take a real good stroke. He's going to miss the 9. Oh, he'll be delighted with that. That 9 was the danger ball there.
Now again, he just needs to bring this cue ball back out above the 9 ball. And he's got great shape on the 6 now.
This is not the first time we've seen young Justin Bergman come to the table with a very tricky run out. And he's completed it and made it look easy. And again, it's his pace of play, just exuding confidence under extreme duress.
He didn't need to make that cue ball do much with that 8 ball sitting where it is. And now, if he can get the cue ball back anywhere near where it is now, this rack is his. That'll work just fine to tie the match at 3. This 9 ball. Bergman's done it. He's tied this match at 3. It's a race to 5, and it'll be Bergman's break. So now suddenly it's advantage Team USA.
Stay composed, Maricon. It's a tough shot.
And again, Marcus Shamat down to have a word with his troop. And at 3-3, Jerry, it's
Thank you,
gut
rack
check
7.
time now.
USA to break 3-3.
Now, I really think the high
please.
spirit is on Bergman's side to have closed the gap and owned the break. That's big. Anything but a dry break. And it's not dry. And he's going to have a shot on the 3 ball.
One and 2 into opposite pockets. Well, this has really turned in Justin's favor. And in fairness, it's been his shot making that's forged the opening. Not easy to get back out to the middle of the table from this. He's got to avoid the traffic.
That is, I'm sorry, Jim, that's a smart player who, when he doesn't feel comfortable on the shot, will get up, walk around the table, and address the ball all over again. Get into your comfort zone.
Yeah, he had to avoid everything there, and now he's got a tall order on the 4. Just caught the top edge of that 9.
Looking to see if the 4 will pass the 5 on a bank. I don't think it does. No, it definitely doesn't. If he banks it, he has to play it rail first off the 9. Well, hush my mouth. He could cut that ball in, and he did like it was a razor. Beautiful shot. That's a thin cut, my friends. And it sets him up perfectly to take the rest of the rack home and get to the hill first. And not to take you too far down the road, but if it goes double hill, Justin will have the break on that final rack.
He's under pressure, but he's been here before. 3-time MVP of this event. But Justin Bergman in only his 2nd Mosconi Cup.
So very comfortable out there. All because of his confidence in himself. He's got the game to do this, and he knows it, and he is now on the hill. It is 4-3. Justin Bergman over Niels Feijen.
Welcome back to the Tropicana in Vegas. Team USA are hinting at the prospect of a historic fight back. Justin Bergman has fought his way back into this match with Niels Feijen. He's just 1 away from the win that will keep the American dream alive. This is now the 8th rack.
Thank you, rack 8. You're up to break. Trailing 3 racks to 4. Nice and quiet, please.
Breaking from the left-hand side of the table. So the 1 should head toward the side of the right side. It does not go in. And it's another dry break. And again, Bergman has the chance to break Feijen serve and take this match. Certainly not an easy opening shot, but it's better than being in your chair.
I mean, Jerry, if it got to a Hill Mosconi Cup where it's captain's pick, the way that Justin Bergman has played, could you even consider putting it out another player if you're Mark Wilson?
No, it's got to be this fella. He's done more than he promised.
And admittedly, Shane Van Boening is America's #1. He's probably in the practice room right now, warming up. He's going to be the next player out for Team USA. And Bergman, for me, has been everything for Captain Mark Wilson and his assistant captain on the left, Doc Wardell.
I don't believe he got that 2 ball as a blocker. I think the 1 ball is fully open. No, he can only see the right-hand side of it, so he cannot cut it into the corner. going to try and bring the one ball back down to where he stands and leave the cue ball up table. Oh my, that two-way shot worked perfectly. He got the first option.
Yeah, not really the second side of it though, Jerry. I don't know. He's got nothing on the two, so he's going for the short cue to jump over the 6. I mean, I think if Niels would have been trying this full throttle, he would have made sure he played shape to the 2. That was kind of half-hearted attempt at the bank.
Jump shot from Feijen, cutting the ball into the side pocket. Yeah. Take another look at this shot. Never a doubt.
And he got the 9 moving too. Very close to the same pocket.
Go down, please. Snap.
Tough shot here, though. You really got to hold your nerves on these. Beautiful shot.
How about these last 3 shots that we've just seen from Niels? I mean, these guys are firing rockets at each other.
It is amazing.
Oh, without a doubt, the highest standard we've seen this year. Tremendous 9-ball.
He's taking the longer shot on the 5, but that gives him a much easier path to get down table for the 6. Not sure the 6 passes the 9 for the upper left corner, but there are a lot of pockets on the table that are open for that 6 ball. Now it's a matter of choosing a pocket for the 7.
Niels is doing everything he can to force a 1-rack decider. But he's going to be in his chair because it'll be Bergman to break. He's done everything he can do.
We're headed to a double hill thriller. We brought you quite a few of these this week, and when it all comes down to 1 rack, mistakes are at a premium. You've got to play perfect. If you turn the table over, you're done. And Bergman here is determined to deny Niels a chance at the table.
USA to break.
First, let's have a successful break.
Are you kidding me? The ball goes down. I thought it was dry, Jerry, and I thought to myself, as well as he's broken, at 4-4 to come up dry wouldn't be justice.
Not only did he make a ball, he's got a pretty good table. The 3 ball is going to be his problem.
No, the 3 is a big problem. And there's the ball. That 3 ball will decide the next point.
If he doesn't have a plan for the 3 ball, it would be best to play safe right here, because there's no point in making the 2 if you're going to turn the table over on the 3. Now, what he's looking at is a bank into the side pocket on the 3 ball. And this is a bank pool player, so he is very confident with his bank shots. He wins bank pool tournaments.
Extension call.
What a moment. Easily the biggest rack in this year's Mosconi Cup. He knows the cue ball may even be going into the 5. So this is it. It's all or nothing right here.
Yeah, there's no covering yourself on this shot. It either goes or you sit down probably for the rest of the match. He made it. Not lucky with the result, but at least he has control of the table.
That is one courageous player out there for Team USA.
Turn it off, please.
Tremendous shot. Just didn't drop onto the 5 as he would have liked. They were all cheering the 3, but he got lucky. He was trying to cut that 5 in. And if nothing else, the Terminator gets out of his chair.
Take a look. He just barely feathered that ball. Wound up with it behind the 6. So now Feijen would like to return the favor and find a way to hide Bergman.
Yeah, Jerry, you want drama? I think everybody in attendance here, everybody watching at home, they all know how big this rack is. Well, he went for the bank. Niels took the bull by the horn there.
Yeah, really, when the shot's as tough as the safety, go for the shot. But this is a natural shape onto the 6 ball. All he has to do is concentrate on making the 5.
They're all there for the taking. He's just got to hold his nerve, and that's his mom. Send her your picture praying. I don't think she needs any divine intervention here. Her son's got a magic wand in his hands.
Yeah, she's showing a lot more nerves than he is.
This wasn't the best positional shot Justin's ever played, though.
Well, we've seen his cutting ability. I doubt he has much fear of this shot. Oh, but a bad roll at a bad time.
And Niels perks up in his chair, grabs the towel. Would you believe it?
Settle down, please.
One ball on the table to clear. They can't believe it. And I'll tell you, I can't believe it either.
The kick of the tournament. And Niels Feijen just had this one handed to him on a silver platter. This was a match America really needed, and it's not going to go their way.
The Mosconi Cup once again delivers high flight drama. Unbelievable turn of events, and Bergman to suffer what could have been. But Europe on the hill, 10-6 now they lead, wanting one more point to secure the 22nd Mosconi Cup.
One poor positional shot and the outcome of the Mosconi Cup changes once more. Europe are now just a point away from overall victory. Team USA face a must-win situation in every match in this session of the Party Poker Mosconi Cup of 2015.